The automatic doors slid open with a loud whoosh as a woman in oversized sunglasses marched into the police station, like she owned the building. She slammed her designer handbag onto the front desk. "I demand to speak to whoever is in charge," she shouted. The entire lobby fell silent. Officer James Carter looked up from his paperwork and calmly walked over. "I'm Officer Carter. How can I help you today, ma'am?" She folded her arms. "My neighbor has been harassing me for months, and I want him arrested immediately." Officer Carter nodded. "Can you tell me exactly what happened?" She rolled her eyes. "I don't need to explain everything. Just arrest him." "I'm afraid it doesn't work that way," Carter replied politely. Her voice immediately became louder. "So, now you're refusing to do your job?" People waiting in the lobby exchanged awkward glances. Officer Carter remained calm. "I'm trying to understand the situation." Karen leaned across the counter. "I pay taxes. That means you work for me." Another officer quietly looked over from the hallway, already sensing where this was going. Officer Carter simply smiled. "What is your neighbor's name?" She sighed dramatically. "Michael Thompson." "And what has Mr. Thompson done?" "He keeps filming me." Officer Carter asked. "Where is he filming you?" "My front yard." "Your driveway." "When I park." "When I scream at him." The officer paused.
"So,
"He's filming from his own property?"
yes. But he's filming me."
Officer Carter nodded slowly. "Has he entered your property?"
"No.
"Threatened you?"
No.
"Damaged anything?"
No."
She threw her hands into the air. "Why are you defending him?" "I'm not defending anyone. I'm gathering facts." Karen became even more frustrated. This police department is useless. Several people waiting nearby quietly shook their heads. Officer Carter typed something into the computer. "Have officers been called to your address before?" She hesitated. "Maybe." The computer screen immediately filled with reports. Officer Carter looked back up. "I see we've responded to 12 calls at your address over the last 4 months." Karen quickly interrupted. "Exactly. Because my neighbor keeps causing problems." Officer Carter continued reading. "It appears each of those calls was made by you." She crossed her arms. "Obviously." He scrolled further. "And according to these reports, every investigation found no criminal offense." She looked annoyed. "Because nobody listens." Officer Carter stayed patient. "Can I ask why your neighbor began recording?" Karen shrugged. "Because he thinks I'm intimidating him." Officer Carter raised an eyebrow. "And are you?" "Of course not." Just then another officer walked into the lobby carrying a small evidence envelope. "James," he said. "The gentleman outside said this belongs with today's complaint." Karen turned around. Standing outside the glass doors was her neighbor. He gave a small wave. Officer Carter accepted the envelope. Inside was a USB drive. He said it contains security footage from this morning. Karen suddenly looked less confident. Officer Carter asked, "Would you mind if we review it?" She forced a smile. "Go ahead." The officers connected the drive to a nearby computer. Everyone in the lobby could see the monitor. The video began playing. It showed Karen standing at the edge of her neighbor's driveway. She pointed at his security camera. Then she shouted loud enough for the microphone to capture every word. "I'm going to make sure you regret living next to me." A few seconds later, she picked up his trash bin, and pushed it into the middle of the road. Officer Carter continued watching silently. The next clip showed her placing a fake warning note on his front door. Another showed her yelling insults every morning as he left for work. Karen slowly removed her sunglasses. Officer Carter paused the video.
"So, this is what happened today."
She nervously laughed.
"Well,
"That's not the whole story." Officer Carter pressed play again. The final clip showed her walking toward his property holding her phone. She loudly announced, "I'm going straight to the police and telling them you're stalking me." The recording ended. The lobby was completely silent. Officer Carter looked back at Karen.
"Ma'am."
"Do you understand why your neighbor has security cameras?" She didn't answer. He calmly continued. "They appear to be documenting repeated incidents." Karen's confidence completely disappeared.
"So,
"You're taking his side?" Officer Carter shook his head. "I'm following the evidence." She grabbed her handbag. "This is unbelievable." She hurried toward the exit. Before she reached the door, Officer Carter called after her. "One more thing." She turned around. Filing a knowingly false police report is a serious matter. She froze. "We won't be making any decisions today, but I strongly recommend that any future complaints are truthful and supported by evidence." She quietly nodded. For the first time since entering the station, she had absolutely nothing to say. Outside, her neighbor simply picked up his trash bin, smiled politely at Officer Carter through the window, and drove home. Officer Carter returned to his paperwork as though nothing unusual had happened. One of the officers nearby chuckled. 12 complaints in 4 months. Carter smiled. And every one of them came with a new story. The lobby slowly returned to normal. Sometimes the loudest person in the room isn't the one telling the truth. And sometimes, that the security camera tells the entire story.